Deebo Samuel is still a really good athlete. We saw him Sunday Night Football carrying the ball. He looked like Hercules. That's what Tom Rathman said sitting next to me. Like, man, that guy looks like Hercules. Yeah, he's still hella strong. But for whatever reason, he's having a terrible season as a wide receiver. He's over the last 4 games, he's caught 50% of his targets. For the season, when targeted, the Niners quarterback rating when targeting him is 68, while like everyone else is over 100 on the team. I don't understand what's going on with this guy, but they keep forcing him like 6 or 7 targets a game, and he keeps giving them like 2 catches. It's been like this for a month. He had a really good game against the Rams like week 5. Since then, he's been like bad as a wide receiver. So I don't know. Like, do you think they should just keep giving him 6 or 7 targets and it'll work itself out? Or should they start to like modify their usage of him?
I think the target should remain, but modify the way you're trying to target him. Like, I'm tired of these like screens. Like, come on, man. Let's. I know he drops the ball, and that kind of makes him untrustworthy to actually let him run anything past a few yards in front of the line of scrimmage. But for God's sakes, man, just try something different. It can't be Ayuk on every passing play, because now earlier in the season, us and I think everyone else too thought if the real connection with Jimmy was Deebo, and Ayuk was going to get phased out. It's been the complete opposite now, right? I mean, Deebo's the one that's like really shorting himself, and it's all on him, like just being like right now all of his shortcomings. I just think it's the way, keep the targets going, but let's try to stop using just the quick screens. No one loves the screens more than Kyle Shanahan. It's become frustrating as to why you're wondering what your offense is not getting more push or getting more points on the board. Like, can we just get Deebo on more slants and crossers? Can we get him maybe a little bit deeper so that the defenses are more, aren't as used to it? But I'm also wondering maybe if like Deebo is failing on those actual routes he's getting because he's not a great separator either. So if that's the case, then you really have to start toning it down, because maybe defenses are just already know what he is, because if they're it looks like they're already keying on him as a ball carrier and the keying on him as a receiver, then you have to start going elsewhere. Let's look more at Kittle. Let's look more at McCaffrey. And then once defense forget about Deebo, then you go back to him.
Yeah, it just seems like if he's not getting open, if he's catching 50% of his targets and the quarterback rating when targeting him is 68, like you got to go elsewhere. When the quarterback rating when targeting Ayuk is 120, when targeting McCaffrey, it's 115. When targeting Kittle, it's 105. Like, there's so many options. You don't have to force the ball to Deebo until it starts working. So what I would do is dial back his targets big time and start using him more as a running back. I know a couple of weeks ago, me and my dad said, stop doing that. Well, I got to change my opinion on this. I'm watching Deebo. It seems like he's not getting open, but it does seem like he's still running really freaking hard. So I think the combination of him and Mitchell was a winning combination last year. You're trying to integrate McCaffrey. It didn't work in this last game. It worked two games ago. Maybe throw the ball to McCaffrey and run the ball with Deebo. I'm just saying, there are options here. I think you can still use Deebo. He's averaging damn near 6 yards a carry. So, and I think he's probably a much more powerful runner between the tackles than McCaffrey. So if you can't run outside right and you're struggling to get to the edge, get Deebo back in there with those high knees like Roger Craig.
I just think Deebo has poor vision, to be honest. I think he's poor vision.
McCaffrey has better vision.
1,000%, 3 times better vision. Because I think if he gets that handoff that Deebo got, that first handoff was the first quarter, that's a touchdown. He missed. He didn't go to his right. And again, it's always easier to say, but to me, he didn't go to. He gets the handoff. Is Trent Williams pulling? Someone was pulling.
Trent Williams was pulling.
And instead of him, he goes north-south, which is great, but it's like you had a wide lane. You could have just gone to your right, and it wasn't even wide. It's like if you just take 2 steps to your right, the touchdown is right there. So, and I think there's been plenty of examples already pointed out that it's like, dude, the guy just misses a lot. He's almost like the Jimmy of running backs, but because he makes so many explosive plays, he makes up for it. Which, all right, cool. It's like as a cornerback, you give up so much yards as a cornerback, but you're not giving up touchdowns. You're getting picks. We'll take that. So it's kind of.
But he's so hard to take down, man. I feel like he tires out defenses and makes everyone else's job easier, man. And again, if he's struggling as a wide receiver, you got to use him somehow. You can't just take him out of the offense. He's too good. Paying him a lot of money. So this is a dilemma, and the Niners' solution so far is it'll work itself out. Just keep feeding him. We're at week 11, and this dude is still giving you like 2 catches on 6 targets. 2 catches on 7 targets. Not good enough. So modify this. And you don't need to give him 6 targets when you just gave Kittle 2. No, Kittle's actually been much more efficient this year. McCaffrey's out here. Ray's playing well. Juszczyk is playing well. Dwelly exists. You don't have to do that. Juwan Jennings is stepping up. So when Deebo wants to, put the Mike and Ikes down and join the party, he's welcome to. I had to go there. Mario Gonzalez says, Grant, can we please tell the coach to put Jimmy Ward back at safety with Huff? What the hell are we doing here? Need quality control to make this move. Yeah, I feel like it's going to burn him eventually. It's not going to burn him anytime soon because they haven't faced good quarterbacks or good receivers, but what is this? What is going on? I mean, Jimmy Ward is clearly better at safety, and Tashawn Gibson is not a better safety than Jimmy Ward. I don't understand.
He got burned in the Chiefs game. Now, you could argue it was the first game back.
Who, Jimmy?
But, you know what? I think Mahomes and Bieniemy and Andy Reid identified that clearly on that 1 touchdown pass. It's like Jimmy Ward in the slot. All we got to do is just run past them in the crossers. That's it. That's all you got to do to beat Jimmy.
Yeah, he shouldn't be playing nickel. He should not be Jimmy. He should not be playing nickel. Nickel. That's what I call nickel.
He's playing nickel exclusively. I'll say that. I like him in that role. I just don't want him exclusively because to me, I'm infatuated when defenses, when coordinators, coaches play their players like in versatile positions. Like, sure, use him in the nickel, but not every single play. Can we? I mean, didn't you draft like a corner for that specific reason?
But what I'm saying is, I feel like Samuel Womack might be a better nickel. No offense to Jimmy Ward. I'd like to see Samuel. Because I don't really like Jimmy Ward. He's given up too much separation to guys I've never heard of at nickel. I don't think he necessarily has an athletic advantage on slot receivers. You put Womack there. Womack runs a 4.3. I'd like to see that. I think Jimmy's the better I think Jimmy's the best free safety on the team, and I think he's probably I don't think he's the best nickel on the team. D'Amico and Kyle are trying to say, look, Jimmy's the best nickel on the team, so we got to play him there, and Gibson's just as good as Jimmy. Or I disagree with that totally.
Yeah,
so we'll see. That's what they're saying. California Bear says head coach is trash. Ken Dorsey, please, please, please. Well, Bills just lost this week.
A bad loss.
Yeah, we got to see a little bit more from Ken Dorsey. He's been a coordinator for like 2 months.